Jon Taffer, coming out of Craig's. He is the host of Bar Rescue on Spike. We actually asked him a kind of a fun question. Say,
worst bars in America? Where? Seriously.
Council Bluffs, Iowa.
Really? And what makes them so terrible?
O-Face. I shut it down and walked out, man. No O-Face.
Apparently, Taffer went into this bar, and it was such a wreck, and it was so awful that it's the only bar in the entire series that he's like, you know what? I can't help you. I'm going to leave. Then later, the city council revoked that bar's liquor license based on the show.
Are you serious?
There's the clip from TMZ from last week, and joining me now on the MPW Digital TV Celebrity Hotline on the Tony Tone Show, it's Jon Taffer, host of Bar Rescue Sunday nights, 9 o'clock Central on Spike. Hey, Jon.
Good morning, Tony.
Thank you so much for coming back on the show, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. It's nice to be back.
Listen, the state of Iowa loves you so much. And, Jon, right away, I got to go to something that happened last week. Everybody was talking about it across the state. TMZ stops you, and they say, where's the worst bar in America? And you say, Council Bluffs, Iowa.
You blame me?
No, I can't. But it was so funny because everybody literally across the state was like, oh, no, we're back in the spotlight. But it's so true. That O-Face place was terrible, wasn't it?
Oh, and did you see he got arrested a few weeks ago for sexually harassing an employee?
Oh, my gosh. I had not seen that. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's in a paper. He got arrested. So it sort of validifies my walking out, you know?
You know, Jon, it's got to be tough for you with Bar Rescue Sunday night, 9 o'clock Central for us on Spike. You go to all these different places, and I imagine a place like O-Face, you walk in, and was it immediately you could tell, like, this is not going to work, or was it a few days into it, or what?
Well, you know, I walk into to pretty intense egos and stuff often, Tony, but, you know, so you get a read that, okay, these people really have an attitude, or, you know, they really have thick heads, but, you know, normally I crack through. I've now shot 112 bar rescues. I've only walked out one time at 112, and it was them. And, you know, I sensed it the second day. I knew it the third day. And then, of course, I did walk out. But, you know, some people I'm completely uncomfortable perpetuating their practices. You know what I mean, Tony? It's almost like, you know, giving a gun to the devil.
Right. Yeah, Jon, my wife Casey and I watch every single episode of Bar Rescue, and you know what I like the most is when you come into a situation and, like you said, there's someone with a big ego, but you manage to get through to them as a person and show them, like, hey, I'm here to help you. Just listen to what I have to say, and then they have that aha moment, don't they, sometimes?
Yeah, it's true. You know, Tony, it's confusing for them. You know, all my cameras arrived, and they think I'm coming the next day. You know, what a lot of people don't know is that they don't know I'm walking in. So either they think I'm coming the next day. They thought I was supposed to come yesterday, and I went someplace else. Sometimes, Tony, I actually hang some extra lights in the bar, so my crew can start pulling the lights down and say, sorry, guys, he went someplace else. And then a half hour later, I walk in. So we catch them, and we try to make it as real as we can. And then, you know, they try to figure me out as well as I'm trying to figure them out. And I think once they realize how good my intentions are, it changes for them as well. If it doesn't, then, you know, I'm going to make them change, Tony. It's one way or another. Either they go with me or I'm going to make them go with me.
Right, and that's the thing, you know, and sometimes it's such a little thing, like, you know, these guys or girls, they don't want to change the name of the bar, but it's really about that fresh start, right? Because you're going to totally redo everything that's wrong. You're going to make these places just top-notch, state-of-the-art equipment. But then they want to hang on to these dumpy names, for lack of a better word. And why do you think that's so tough for people to overcome, Jon?
It seems like it's almost too personal to them. You know, it's not like I'm shaving their daughter's head. No, this is a building. It's bricks and mortar. It's there to make you money. If it doesn't make you money, it serves no purpose. Sometimes they lose sight with that, and they have some personal connection. You know, there was an episode a few weeks ago about a guy who got in a fist fight with my chef over gravy.
Wow.
And you know, they protect things that in very many cases are the root of their failure. It's bizarre.
It's unbelievable. Jon, I want to get your opinion on something. So obviously in the radio business, I do a lot of hosting of events, and we go to some places and they tell us that they don't need to advertise. Sometimes it's bar, restaurants. What's your take on that? Like, there's some places that are fortunate to where they're always busy, but your perspective on advertising in the bar business.
If your demographic is under 34 years old, radio is an excellent option, actually, for bars to advertise on. When a demo skews over 34, there's other vehicles that you go across. But bars must be relevant. That's what drives success. And relevancy happens from a presence in the marketplace. Either that presence is people talking about you, or that presence is advertising, generating people talking about you. In any event, relevancy must be caused by buzz. And advertising is a great way to cause and stimulate that buzz. And
I love what you say, John, and it comes up in nearly, I don't want to say every episode, but a lot. And once you start to, you get a place where women can show up and be comfortable, then the guys show up, and the formula is kind of, it's kind of like that, right? You want, you want everybody to feel at ease. And a lot of these places you go into, they creep people out.
They do. For example, on Monday nights, every bar in your area will do Monday Night Football, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody will do Monday Night Football. I hate football Mondays. I'll pack my bar with 200 women, and I'll still put the game on TV. So where would you rather go watch the game,
right?
Tony? With me, where I have 200 women, or another bar that doesn't?
No, it makes total sense, and I think that's really what it is. It's just, and I'm not a bar owner, but I've been in radio for 10 years, and I've done different promotions, and I kind of have a sense for what works, and usually something works when there's women that are that they can show up and have a good time and not be outnumbered by guys. No offense to guys, it's just that's not something you want.
It's really true. At the end of the day, you'll never see a bar with 200 women in it go broke, ever.
Right. John, I want to talk about Bar HQ. So you're really just, there's so many things that you're doing. I don't know how you keep track of it. So tell everybody about this app that you created.
Well, I wanted to really help the industry. So I created Bar HQ, and it's completely free. And it's an app. And there's no real advertising in it. It really is free. It's an app that has about 80 promotions for bars in it. You push a button, the promotions go to your social media channels, go to your employees' social media channels. It does scheduling all through the phone, day off requests all through the phone. Taffer videos come through the phone to train their staff, and it's all for free. It's Bar HQ. It's really, really cool, and you can get it at the Apple or Google Store.
I love it. I love that it's free and available for everybody. If you're just tuning in, that's Jon Taffer.
It was really a noble effort. I really wanted to do this, Tony, and do something for the industry. And,
sure.
And I'm really happy about it. We have about 35,000 bars that use it every day.
Wow.
And it's really helped them grow their business.
John, it's got to be tough, I imagine, with Bar Rescue. Again, new episode Sunday night, 9 o'clock Central on Spike. The amount of businesses that approach you to come out and help them. Is it hundreds? Is it thousands, daily, weekly?
We will get about, probably 100 a month, maybe 120 a month of bars, restaurants, and hotels that are looking for us to help them. And we have a consulting division that a whole team Taffer, we call them, that goes out and does these projects. And we do them for, big companies. Even AMF Bowling Centers is a client of ours. Wow. Fridays we work with, as well as independent bars. And we even have a promotional partnership with the National Restaurant Association. So, TV aside, we're out there doing our thing like we always have.
Right. So, John, when do you take a vacation? Is it never? I mean, you're so busy.
I am out of here first 2 weeks in June.
Nice.
I'm heading to the Europe and the Monaco Grand Prix, and I am going to take a nice vacation.
Good. Well, it's much deserved, man. The work that you do, it's so admirable. And from episode 1. Now 112 bar rescues. I mean, that's got to make you so proud, right? I mean, the fact that you're helping so many people.
It is, Tony. It's almost, the pride is almost indescribable. I thought I would do a pilot and go home, and then after season 1, I never thought there'd be a season 2. And now I'm starting season 5 in a few weeks. We've done 112 episodes, and it sort of feels like I get hugged by America every Sunday.
Right.
I can't express what a good feeling it is and how appreciative I am.
All right, John.
It's a very humbling experience, actually, Tony.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Last question came from a fan of yours, my buddy Don. He wonders, how often do the health inspectors show up to some of these bars that you go into? Because a lot of them have some issues going on that are, I don't know how to describe it, they're just kind of gross.
Oh, they're more than gross. They're dangerous. sometimes I get livid because I know, I mean, somebody's going to get sick. There's no question about it. You know, I get very disappointed by health departments as I travel across the country and see what I see. Because in many cases, it's so obvious, and there's such a lack of training. And the health department is telling them, obviously, when they were there, you got to clean this, you got to clean that. But they're not teaching them how, what, and where. And all of these bars and restaurants should send their staff to something called ServSafe, which is done by the National Restaurant Association. Mm-hmm. But ServSafe, I mean, it's pennies. Trains them how to keep kitchens safe and everything. And the problem is sometimes, Tony, they mean well, but they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
So, you know, they cross raw food with cooked food, and it's incredibly frustrating. And in very many cases, you know, the health department is directly and absolutely negligent. There's no question about it. It's at such a level that almost somebody should be fired over it.
Wow. It's unbelievable. Well, John, listen, I know you got to go.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a true issue of public safety.
Yeah.
People get sick, Tony.
I know, and I never want that to happen. I think about that often. Listen, I know you got to go. You're busy this morning. Jon Taffer, Bar Rescue, new episode Sunday night, 9 o'clock Central on Spike. You're the best, buddy. I appreciate it. Continued success, and have a great vacation in June, okay?
Yeah, thanks, Tony. We'll talk soon, buddy.
All right, buddy. Take care, John.